One 1-minute spike added thousands to a bill, and nobody on site realized until the CFO called. Hey there, welcome to On-Site Insight, where we talk about projects and subjects that help you move toward equipment planning and away from crisis management.
Oof, that image sticks with me. The building hums along and one tiny event makes a headline in accounting. Today we're keeping this practical. Measure the peak properly, stage your RTUs, and tweak fans and runtimes so that 1 minute doesn't cost you a capital line item.
Before we get into the how, quick promise. By the time we finish, you'll have a pilot you can run this week with your crew and a 1-page summary to show finance. First step, how do you even know that scary spike is real?
Start with interval level meter data, not the monthly total. Demand is calculated from short windows, 15 minutes and sometimes 5 minutes. Look for the peak interval kilowatt and then count how many intervals sit above 80% of that peak. That tells you whether it was a single blip or a pattern.
Right.
If you don't have permanent submeters, don't panic. Call the utility and ask for the interval CSV. Some will hand it over for free. Or snap a clamp logger on the main feeder and record at 5-minute intervals to see the shape of the day. And if you've got a BAS, pull that main analog input at higher resolution for a week. You only need a short window to learn a lot.
That sounds doable for teams stretched thin. Quick clarification. When you say clamp logger, how intrusive is that? I've got crews who worry about screwdriver work during business hours.
Minimal intrusion. Most clamp loggers snap around the conductor. No shutdown required. And you can put them on one feeder at a time, so you're not tearing through every panel.
And you can often have that installed between calls.
Exactly. The aim is visibility, not drama. Once you see the peak shape, you move to staging so units don't all slam on together. Simple rules work. Stagger starts by a few minutes, prefer load-based decisions over rigid schedules, and enforce minimum runtimes so compressors aren't short-cycling.
Makes sense, but I want to push you on minimum runtimes. Some small zones get uncomfortable fast. If you force a 15-minute minimum, people will call the front desk.
Valid point. Start conservative in the pilot. Try 8 minutes instead of 15 and watch feedback. Staging is as much social as it is technical. If occupants complain, back off and adjust. The controls changes must be reversible and visible so you can prove what worked.
So, if staging prevents coincident starts, what about the other trick you mentioned, the VFD light moves?
Think software that mimics what a VFD does. A common play is short-duration pre-cool. Bring spaces slightly cooler ahead of a predicted afternoon peak, so the building coasts through the worst window. For fans, adjust static pressure targets or use stepped fan speeds in the control logic to drop kilowatt without noticeably cutting airflow. And shift non-essential equipment runtimes out of the peak window where you can.
Wait, you said short duration pre-cool earlier and gave a 90-minute example? Some sites will roast if you do 90 minutes. I'm not sure I buy that as a default.
Fair. Don't default to 90. Start with 30 to 45 minutes and monitor both temperatures and complaints. If the data and comfort allow, you can extend. The point is shifting load timing, not baking people.
Good compromise. And for warranties and service agreements, are there quick guardrails teams should follow so they don't accidentally void something?
3 guardrails. Document every control change and keep a rollback plan. Run the pilot with contractor awareness if you're altering proprietary sequences, and avoid firmware or hardware changes during the pilot. Also, a quick text or email to your service tech that you're testing reversible setpoint logic is often enough to keep everyone comfortable.
That last bit, a 5-word heads up to your tech, saves so many awkward warranty conversations later. Now, let's make this pilotable in a week. Talk me through a realistic single building run you can launch with existing staff.
Start by grabbing a baseline. Pull last month's interval data and recent bills so you know your normal peak. Next, get visibility. Request the utility CSE or install temporary loggers on the main feeders for 5 to 7 days. Pick one rooftop bank or one zone to pilot. Implement staggered RTU start times with short minimum runtimes and enable a conservative pre-cool window of 30 to 45 minutes before the predicted peak. While that runs, adjust fan static set points or stepped speeds to shave kW, and move non-essential runtimes earlier in the morning where possible. Keep a short occupant feedback log for the week and keep rollback rules in place. At the end of the test week, compare peak interval kW to the baseline and document the dollar difference for that month.
Nice. That's a single narrative you can hand to a tech and say, run this, instead of a checklist full of labels. When you sit down with finance, what goes on your one-page summary?
Keep it brutally simple. Baseline peak interval kilowatt and the demand charge tied to it. Pilot peak interval kilowatt and the new demand charge and the dollar delta for the month. Add a short notes section for assumptions, interval length, weather normalization, and any occupant impacts, and a projection for annualized savings if you keep the change. That's enough for finance to see the immediate payoff and decide on budgeted upgrades instead of emergency buys.
We should call out the common traps so listeners don't trip. What are the must-avoid mistakes?
Big traps, misreading tariff rules. Verify interval length and ratcheting clauses before you act. Being overly aggressive with setbacks and pre-cool without monitoring. And making undocumented control edits that surprise your service provider. Mitigate them by validating tariffs, running a small reversible pilot, communicating with occupants, and getting a contractor nod where warranty sensitivity exists.
Quick real example to anchor this. A campus I worked with used staging and a modest pre-cool and cut their peak by about 12% in month 1. That translated to 6 figures a year. No equipment tear out, just smarter ops and a clear story for finance.
That's the play. Tactical, measured moves that buy planning time. And if accounting starts pushing for replacements, you show them a real monthly result rather than a worst-case scenario they frightened you with.
Quick recap. Get interval visibility, stage RTUs so they don't coincide, apply conservative fan and pre-cool tweaks as a VFD light, keep everything reversible, and put the month 1 numbers on one page for finance. Do that and you either save money now or learn exactly what equipment to budget for next.
Action nudge. Run the pilot on one rooftop bank this week. Capture baseline intervals, implement staggered starts and a short pre-cool, adjust fans, monitor comfort, and then compare the peaks. Send us the one-page summary and we'll highlight strong results in the notes. Start small, keep it reversible, and let the data decide.
Thanks, Blaze. And listeners, if you run the pilot, tell us what you see. We want the wins and the hiccups. On-site insight, where we provide insight for your on-site. That's what this is about. Thanks for listening to On-Site Insight, where we discuss issues important to the unsung heroes of facility management. Catch you next time.